is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the garage and welcome back to another episode of In Tune. I feel like I'm sitting real low. Oh, that's better. The number one tuning live show on the internet in the entire known galaxy. We've got a good crowd already. I want to say hi to everybody that's in here. We're just firing off. 30-some viewers already. What is going on, everybody? Hey, Gio. Zero asked, does the VCX Nano work for the DIC? I don't really think that it does. I don't think you can do much for the DIC. And what it is it's just there's a code that's being sent from the ECM to the BCM that's being translated over. I could probably do some kind of stupid intervention thing on there, but honestly, I don't want to get that far off into the weeds. But that being said, we were talking about Project Country Club in the chat before the stream started, but look at everybody rolling in here. A lot of familiar names: Jet Black Z, Jace, STEH, Frank's back, JFH, Red X-Ray, Hillary, and D&G are here as usual. Frank, Mal-R7, One Fast Daddy, 13 Biker Boy, Scuba Sam, Chris, Anthony. What is going on, everybody? And awesome STEH, STH, I'm just going to call you Steve, said, did my first math tuning for my 3V Mustang today. Thanks to you. Thanks so much. Glad to hear it, man. That's what I love to hear, is that people are taking this information, putting it to good use, and, you know, makes me happy every time I see a message on there saying that somebody figured something out and their car's running better. Ross, Bourbon's back, S10 issues. That reminds me, I need to do the shout out to the new patrons, Bill, and of course, Dad. Hey, Dad. Sorry I missed your call earlier. I was shampooing the carpets. So, that being said, new patrons since last Thursday. We've got James, Matt, Michael, S10 Issues, as I said, Brian, Andrew, Marcus, and Kirby. If any of you guys are in here, go ahead and say, hey, I'm one of the new ones. And that way everybody else can say, hey, welcome to the Patreon family. Awesome, Mal-R7. I appreciate that. I know that you've been around. I see your comments and questions. I appreciate your participation. Hey, VJ, welcome. Daniel Moody says, I fixed the severe wheel hop in my 2012 Capri this week, adjusting torque management in first gear only. Awesome, Daniel. Good to hear. Did you do it just on the transmission side? I don't know about the 2012 platform, whether or not it has the torque coefficients or the torque multipliers on the transmission where you could pull it that way, or if you just did it through the engine side of torque management where it's just pulling a little bit of timing. But you can do some cool stuff with torque management once you dive into it. "13 Biker Boy, what's your name? I may have given you a shout out last week." Hey, Brandon, what's going on, brother? Jerry says, is HP Tuner's MPV 200002? I don't know what that part number is, Jerry. It's just the MPVI1 and MPVI2. Elaborate a little bit. Hey, Brandon, welcome back. James, welcome. Burley, straight dumb. Yeah, man, I'm super excited. Awesome. Frank's doing a LSS10. What's going on, PC? Andrew, I gave you a shout out. You were between Brian and Marcus, man. You just weren't listening. Yes, Biker Boy is one of our new patrons. Thank you, Biker Boy, for your support. Hey, Wallace, welcome back. The dogs are being a snot back here, so if you hear some growling going on, it's just the dogs. Christopher says, I have a question. Do you have any information on 6L90E tuning? I'm running a Tall Deck Dark 454. Sweet. 6L90 transmission with the 2650 controller. And my 2006 Chevy Silverado. Well, I don't know which one the 2650 controller is because I don't know transmission controllers. But yeah, 6L90, 6L80, the tuning's all the same on that. Zero Factor X brings up Blue Cat software for the 6L90. It will get you kind of in the zone. Then the rest that you need to do is just maybe make some adjustments to the torque tables. Daniel says, I did the engine side, changing the maximum torque RPM versus gear. Perfect, Daniel. Good to know. Daniel was talking about he used the maximum torque RPM versus gear to lower his wheel hop issues on launching his 2012 Capri. So check that out if you're having wheel hop issues. Oh man, Marl Sessom says, have you heard about the translock that Mustang GT 10 speeds can get with the HP tuners with just an OS update? Imagine. Man, that'd be sweet. It's such a pain. I don't even know if we can do translocks yet. I haven't been paying that attention much. Or it is not my stomach. The dog's down here on the floor. The other one's over here on the floor. I left the door open back there so the dogs could come in. Fast Daddy, you're not going to get me to change the way that I say Capri. David says, did the timing chain on my Cobalt. It was so bad it was throwing my cam timing off. Were you getting misfire errors, David? Pisa says, got a 5.3 liter in a 1977 Blazer with a 6L80 in. Trans doesn't shift, have forward and reverse, but no upshift. Thanks, man. And PC, are you using a factory ECM to control it? Because it sounds like the selector is not telling the trans correctly which solenoids to engage. Biker boy, you're all right, brother. And he says, hey Kyle and everyone else, I have an issue. I can't figure out. My cylinders 4 and 7 aren't firing. They have fuel, spark, and compression. Also leak down test, all perfect. Anthony, I don't know. That's a weird one, man. Robert Preston says, when you change to 2800 RPM torque converter, do you need to change the tune any? Nah, not really. You might need to make some shift adjustments based on like downshift speeds at partial throttle and stuff, Robert. But you just have to kind of feel it out and see how the car responds to it. Because you have to realize that a 2800 RPM torque converter is just kind of a general area of where stall is. And so on torque converter swaps, you just kind of have to feel out and get the transmission dialed in. Frank says, stock 5.3 E85, run 89 octane. How much ignition should I take out the low octane table? Whole table or just wide open throttle? You can leave the low octane table as it is, Frank, as long as it's not copied to match the high octane table. Just let it do its thing. Marl, that's awesome, man. Jet Black says, is a P015B code common? Do you have long tubes on there? Geo asks, Kyle, are Gen 5 injectors the same as older gens to tune, or are they a pain? They are a pain because you have to realize, Geo, that you have a very limited window for injection timing, whereas the old injectors you're injecting into the intake manifold, you can inject all the time. So, as always, guys, if for some reason I do not get to your question tonight because we have questions just rocking and rolling through here, make sure after the stream to throw them down in the comments of this video. I'll get back to you. I promise. And we're giving a shirt away tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and start the giveaway here as I scrub back through some of the questions that I missed. PC's talking about his tranny doesn't shift, have forward and reverse, but no shift. No upshift on the factory PCM. Man, that sounds like, as I said, that you're not getting a command from the TC. Well, if that's a factory PCM, which PCM is that? Does that have, you're on a 5.3, is it one of the Gen 3s that has a PCM, or is it one of the Gen 4s that has a TCM PC? Anthony says, funny thing is HP Tuner says it's 2 and 6, and my Snap-on says 4 and 7, and it is in fact cylinders 4 and 7 issues. That is weird. Man, Anthony, I don't know. That's so crazy that you're getting spark and fuel, but you're getting misfires. I mean, are they true misfires? Is the thing running weird? Christopher says, what does the incoming pressure and outgoing pressure in the 6L90 plan to performance? Incoming pressure is going to be what does pressure or your shift firmness generally, Chris. Offgoing, I'm not quite sure what that would address. I said, I am by far not a transmission expert. I need to get a transmission expert on here one of these nights that has a lot more knowledge on the transmissions. I know enough to be dangerous. Well, Geo, they did. I mean, if you get a C8 ZR1, man, it's got both port and DI. So just pony up the cash, man. They're what, 120,000? Brian says, ever had a drive-by wire throttle body cause the truck go into limp mode? All throttle bodies, Brian, no matter if it's drive-by-wire or cable, yes, drive-by-wire throttle bodies are what causes things to go into limp mode. And what it is most likely is going to be you have a error in between what position it thinks it's in and what position it's actually in, and it often stems back to manifold pressure. Basically, it is comparing the throttle position to a couple tables, but you need to pull your codes and see which DTCs you're showing. Trace that back. It should give you an idea of what's going funky there. Drive-by-wire pedal will do the same thing. All that's tied together. The pedal and the throttle bodies are all part of the TAC, which is the throttle actuation control programming. And so if that stuff gets out of whack, it will go crazy. 2101 is one of them. Danderson says, I have a 2002 Trans Am. I have 0 knock while cruising, but once I go into PE, I automatically get 4 degrees of knock. It tabletops, and under max knock retard versus RPM is max 4 degrees. And Danderson, whenever you pull timing, does it stay at 4 degrees? Remember, to join the shirt raffle, you have to type in !raffle. It'll pop your name up saying you've got a ticket. Frank, I missed your earlier comment. Okay, yeah, Frank, if your tables match, you're talking about your Spark tables. Set your low octane table back to stock, Frank. What are you talking about, Casey? Josh, yes. He says, can you make a video on extending the air mass tables, aka NA, to boost tune? Yeah, and you know, it depends if it's on a virtual VE vehicle, you do it through the virtual VE table editor. If it's on one that has standard VE tables, you have to do the OS patch. But we can kind of touch on some of that. Chris says, what's your opinion on the 06 computer in running 1200 real wheel horsepower will be able to perform the task at hand? I mean, it should be, as long as you don't max out something, but 14 pounds of boost, you should be able to do 14 pounds of boost on that thing. You're going to be maxing out injectors. You're going to get pretty messy at some point in time, Christopher, on your tune. Danderson says, I changed it to 2 degree max and it pulled 2 degrees. So you changed it to 2 degrees max and it still pulled 2 degrees? Or you took 2 degrees out of the max, Danderson? Yeah, Chris, you're going to run into issues probably just because the 06 computer's not going to want to scale up that much. You're going to have injector limitations. If you're going to do 1200 horsepower, I'd look at a standalone ECU. Anthony, I didn't see if you said whether or not it was actually running rough or just reporting misfires. It's running without them 2 cylinders, but is it running rough? Like, is it shaking the crap out of the motor? Biker Boy says, I mean, this is tuning related. After swapping my 07 Kenny, I got all factory gauge to work, but I also get ABS fault, even though the ABS data lines are hooked up. Biker Boy, do you have access to a Tech 2 or something where you can pull the ABS unit and see if it is reading in or giving you an ABS DTC? That would be my first step. Could literally be the ABS system is one of them, that if you have a communication DTC, it'll flash the ABS light. You may have to clear out some of the DTCs you cannot access through HP tuners. StabiliTrack's the other one. Kirby Hayes says, what are your opinions on running NA cams with boost? I mean, it's not going to be as efficient as a boost cam, but it's going to be better than, the factory cam. It is what it is. Run what you got. If you can get a boost cam in there, get a boost cam in there. A boost cam is going to have better overlap and duration for the area in which you are making the most power under boost, so it breathes better on the top end. If it's a turbo, if it's a root style, it's going to breathe better on the bottom end throughout the entire thing. And then, of course, if you talk to someone that's an expert on cams, like the guys over at BTR, and explain to them exactly where you want the power and what your setup is, they will literally custom grind you a cam. David Thull says, 5.3 swap in an 85K5. Finished about 3 months ago, ran perfectly. Now it won't idle. Any ideas? No codes. Check your AFRs, David. Dave, not David, sorry. Burley, I don't even have time to pay attention. We hit 100. We hit 100. Hey, Randy, what's going on, brother? If you changed it to 2 degrees, Danderson, and it's still got 2 degrees of knock, you have false knock. So desensitize your knock sensors about 10%. Run a conservative timing range up top, but don't go 2. Hey, Dirt Floor, didn't see you there, brother. Welcome back. John says, when are we going to see some more videos of one-on-one tuning sessions with Kyle? And for those of you that don't know what he's talking about, I post up one-on-one tuning sessions every once in a while to the Patreon. John, I really haven't had any tuning sessions recently that were groundbreaking stuff that would be interesting, but if I do, I promise you I'll get permission to post it up for you guys to watch. Brian Gaming says, how can you run a Holly Dominator with a factory PO1? I have to pass smog. Brian, you just leave the factory ECM plugged into the OBD2 port, and then you go in and disable all the DTCs. But I did not say that. If anybody says I said that, PC, it's a GIF4, so you have a TCM on there, man. So you shouldn't have any wiring issues since that one's in the trans. That's very weird, man. You got an interesting issue going on there, because it just seems like it double. No. Wouldn't be. I mean, because that thing should be shifting off of the output speed sensor. I don't know, PC. Anybody have any ideas on what PCM is his issue with it not shifting? I mean, have you looked at your shift points to make sure that you don't have shift points for a different trans in there or something? Because if the shift speed is all whacked out, that thing will act crazy. I had the issue on Project Country Club where I had the shift speeds really messed up on it, and it was running out to like 4,500 RPM before it was shifting. Immortal Redneck says, Double O Sierra with a 7875 turbo and decapped injectors. My OS tab shows a blank page. I don't have any originals to the stock tunes. Any ideas? Randy, thank you for the smoky burnout. Man, I was going to update the burnout image to something else. I forgot. Next week, I promise. Immortal Redneck. Shouldn't need access to the original stock tune to have access to the OS tab on a blank page. Have you made sure that you are in advanced mode on the editor? Because it may not show up if you're in basic mode. Okay, Jet Blacks, I will think about that then. Hey, Chevy for life. Marl7 says, Maller7, I should say. Kyle, I've seen the weirdest thing. A friend's tune that he paid for, the car only has a mild cam and a catback. The tuner turned off the closed loop for some reason. My guess is the tuner forgot to turn closed loop back on. Awesome. Lowbuck's going to be doing his spring installation tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled to Lowbuck LS's YouTube channel to get a good video on how to install springs. Yeah, Immortal Redneck, look underneath the options. There's a View tab, and there's a Basic and Advanced. Make sure that you're on Advanced because in Basic it cuts out about 75% of the stuff. There you go. Randy's got a video on it. Randy, go ahead and throw a link to your channel so the Immortal Redneck can go over and check that out. Still working on the fuel pressure issues. Sucks, man. I hope you get that sorted out. Chevy for Life says, how good are you with VVT? I'm very good at basically disabling it, Chevy for Life. What are you trying to accomplish, though? Sure, Easy Speed. Thanks for swinging by. Hey, 325 Sonoma. Welcome back, brother. Dirt Floor, you will be. We're supposed to be getting some crazy stuff going on. Hey, there's Matt Landon. We gave you a shout out earlier for being a new patron. Man, Robert, I don't know why guys do that. Listen, some of these tuners out there just make me shake my head. Hillary, you're awesome. I mean, you have been consistent for like 3 or 4 months now. One of my biggest fans, Hillary, just threw a $10 smoky burnout out there. Remember, everybody, you got 24 minutes left on the shirt drawing. If you have not already, it is exclamation point raffle. Oh, man, I haven't sled in, I can't remember how long. Well, since I lived in Alaska, which was a long time ago. Hey, MKH, Mark H, is here. He hasn't said anything yet. I don't know why. So, as you guys can see, I'm sporting my sweet, sweet ADM Performance t-shirt. If you didn't watch the new video on the Super Auto, we have some projects coming out on the Super Auto very soon. Go check it out. There's going to be some information coming out on other ADM products soon. Go check out the website. Not right now, but afterwards. It is just www.lsaconversion.com. Great stuff for Camaros on there. LSA conversions, LT4 blower conversions, things like that. Andy's an awesome guy. I've been talking to him a lot lately. Super stoked to be partnering up with him. No space, easy raffle, or easy speed, just exclamation point raffle, all one word. No worries, Chef for the life. Good to see you, brother. Hey, PCM, welcome back, man. Steven says, you know it's not fun. Gen 4 idle tuning, a decent sized cam. It's been rough for me. What kind of issues are you having, Steven? Maybe we can help you out. Idle tuning with a cam is an art form. Jerry, you didn't waste $500 in a year of studying. Anything that you picked up, you've picked up. Everything helps along the ways. And we can always learn more. I learn more every single day from you guys. It's awesome. This has been the best thing for me because I've expanded my knowledge base 1,000-fold because of you guys, some of the problems you're dealing with, some of the solutions you found, some of the information that you share. Honestly, like I feel like I'm stealing information from you guys. It makes me very happy. Danderson says, if I desensitize them, doesn't work, have any other advice? Oh, if desensitizing them doesn't work, it'll work, Anderson. It's pretty common, especially as you add more modifications and stuff like that. The motors are noisy and the knock sensors are overly sensitive from the factory. Just don't go crazy like some tuners do and go in there and double the knock sensor tables, because that's how you can get into trouble. You still want them to do their job, but you don't want them to be annoying. There you go. Jet Black says, Andy's a good dude. He tuned my 5th Gen SS. Yeah, man. Great guy. Been really enjoying talking to him. He's a wealth of knowledge, and he's got some great ideas. So I'm super excited to be teamed up with him. Chevy for life. Don't worry about it, brother. I hope your girlfriend's doing good, man. Sending positive vibes your way. Zero says, so I ran a log, adjusted the math, ran lean, went back to the previous tune, still lean. Also, I have a vac leak. Have you done anything that would cause a vacuum leak? Vacuum leaks are generally the first things to look for, but if you haven't done anything to cause a vacuum leak, for one, make sure that you cleared out your long-term fuel trims if you haven't already, because even if you disable them, they can carry over. Craig says, what are your thoughts on external bolt-on wideband mounts? Are they accurate? The external ones, well, Craig, the big thing is one of them is the issues is if it's behind any cats, it loses some accuracy. And it's enough if you're OCD like me that you'll never get things dialed in. I don't like widebands behind cats because you just kind of have to shotgun approach some things. And the other issue is that it gets so far away from the engine, you get some transient problems where as you are increasing RPMs and stuff like that, it's reading behind what's actually going on. And so it's good for wide open throttle, and that's about it. Steven, good luck on the SD tune on the Gen 5, man. It takes a while. Just be patient. Oscillating RPM. The other Steven says, follow the guys on HP Tuners. It's better. Just need to keep at it. What platform are you doing that on, Steven? Your big cam. Marquez says, doing heads cams in a month. Mo power, baby. Burnout video coming this week. Winter spaghetti dinner. I like that even better. Chicken. Randy, did you throw a link out there already? Throw a link to your channel. Sounds good, Casey. Ugh. Mahler7 says, you know what blunder that tuner made with turning off closed loop? He set the knock sensors to 2.5 volts for all RPM range. Ugh. And the tuner's famous. Well, you know, that's how you make the most power, by turning off the knock sensors. It's not his problem if it goes pop after it comes off the dyno. Randy, you go in through the scanner on that, whatever that green circle button is, extra features, yada, yada, yada. There'll be a fuel tab underneath there. And then underneath that, it'll have the option to reset fuel trims. Brian says, what is the purpose of the web service for the E92 ECMs? I don't know what you're talking about. Can't read my stock file from my Camaro. You're just talking about syncing the scanner up? Special features. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Durfloor. It should have popped it up. I may have it set up to automatically block stuff. Craig, thank you for the smoky burnout, brother. TBI. What do you mean by TBI, Wallace? Throttle body intake, like, what are you talking about there? Matt Landon, would you talk Campbell's hacking? Sure. Send me an email, man. Yeah, Brian, you've got one of the newer ECMs and it has to connect to the internet and get authorization. I've noticed this on, I've got a guy that's got an Audi that I've been helping to tune. Throttle body injection. Yes. Sorry, TBI, throttle body injection. Soon as Dirt Floor said that, I understood what you were talking about. Yes, it will do that. You can do dang near anything that you want to do with it, Wallace. Now, that being said, I will say there are some limitations, and if you're wanting to do some fancier stuff, there's some ECMs out there that I can talk about off the air with you, Wallace, that you can do some really crazy stuff on. You're welcome, James. Thanks for the support, brother. Yeah, as I was saying, Brian, there's certain new platforms that you have to be connected to the internet in order to open the file. The Audis are one of them. I don't know why they did that. 325 Sonoma with a smoky burnout. Thank you, brother, for the support as always. Long-term supporter there, 325. One of the guys that's been here around here. He's looking old and scruffy. He's been around so long. Guys, got 15 minutes left on the t-shirt drawing. Make sure if you have not gotten your ticket, do it now. We just broke 100, by the way. We're at 101 viewers right now. That's awesome, guys. Broke 15,000 subscribers today on top of it, and then 6 people instantly disappeared. Brian Gamey says, any way to modify the BCMs? No. There are ways that you can do it, Brian. I can't do it. There are a few people that can do it. There's very specialized software, bin editors that have to be downloaded. It is very in-depth. If there's specific things that you're wanting to do on a BCM, I can get you in touch with somebody that does do it, but he charges a hefty price for BCM editing. S10 says, I think I've shorted something in my 03 P59 PCM with an O2 wiring harness, wired a newer red-green harness, but still rich lean spikes. Is it ruined? Anything I can try? Man, I don't know. I'll be honest with you, S10. P59s are not really in my wheelhouse. I don't have as much experience on the Gen 3s. I can tune Gen 3s, but as far as PCM issues, maybe somebody in here can pipe up. Chevy for Life, you type in exclamation raffle, all one word, just like P. Moore just did there. That will get you there. Mark H, I'm still taking submissions for the burnout contest. Guys are wanting to join it. It's just not been the best weather, so that contest is going to go a little bit longer. I'll do an update on that here soon, and we need to do a new Patreon giveaway. So I got to dig around and see what I got floating around the garage to give you guys. Other than Malware7 says, other than HP tuners not supporting a PCM, why do tuners choose an aftermarket ECU? Good question, man. One of the main things is limitations. There's a lot of limitations in the factory PCM. The factory PCM is overly complicated, has a lot of stuff that we don't need to mess with. You go to an aftermarket ECM, it can be overly complicated, but the stuff that's in there is generally there because it needs to be there. And so you can do some really cool stuff. Now, that being said, there's entry level stuff, which is going to be the Holly stuff, the Terminator, even I would say the Dominator is more of an entry style ECM, aftermarket ECM, even though the thing's over $2,000. Then you can get into stuff like the Motex and the, what's the Australian guys? Help me out, people. Drawing Haltech. Max ECU's one that I've been looking at. They're out of Sweden. They've got some really cool stuff going on, and the price is around the same as the Holly stuff. And so you can get one of the Max ECU versions. Now, their harnesses are stupid expensive. Fuel Tech's another good one. Don't buy a Max ECU harness because they want $900 for an LS harness, which is crazy. But as Dirt Floor says, also for safety reasons, aftermarket functions, boost control, two-step, progressive nitrous, all that stuff's built into the Holly, which is nice. We're going to be probably looking at some nitrous here soon on Project Country Club. I have not used FI Tech. I've not heard anything about Mtron low buck. I'll have to look them up. There's a lot of companies out there I haven't heard of before. Yeah, as Straight Dumb says, stock ECUs are crap for protecting a boosted motor unless it's already a boosted platform. You're basically taking an ECU and you're expanding its abilities beyond what it was designed for. You can do a lot of stuff with it, as there's a lot of guys doing that stuff. But honestly, for what you would spend on things like a two-step and a boost controller like Zeth was talking about, you can take that money, put it into an aftermarket unit, and you have features like being able to do live tuning on any platform, which is awesome. As you know, you can do all those adjustable things. You can do crazy things. Local guy swears by his Mega Squirt 3 Pro. Yep. Mega Squirt's got a lot of support out there. Has a pretty good community around it. So there's the situation, or the possibilities are endless. You just have to find something that works for what you're trying to do. As I said, I've been looking at the Max ECUs lately. I'm tempted to switch over from the Terminator to the Max ECU just because it has custom math features in it that you don't get on the Terminator. Yeah, a lot of guys down under use the links. I have not heard about the injector driver issues on the latest Megasquirt, but I don't follow Megasquirt that closely. No, Russ, I have not tried Megasquirt personally. I know a lot of guys that run Megasquirt, but it's not anything I've ever really messed with. Good crowd tonight. Good questions. Love the good questions, everybody. I'll be honest with you, Zero. The Terminator X is great. I love it. It just doesn't have some of the features that I'm looking for that is going to be a little bit more advanced. Specifically, you know, it's got things, I've got things that I'd like to do with it that I can't do with it, but nobody else is really going to want to do that stuff. So, retirement plan. Yes, the Holly does have an auto-tune feature, and it works great. Hondata. You're right, Jeff. Hondata. John says, I've been considering an aftermarket ECU for my 86 Grand National. Yeah, I mean, I would suggest the Hollies. I'll look into the HP. I need something that's got a lot more I/O on it, to be honest with you, Brandon. I don't know how much I/O the HP has. I don't necessarily want to go to the Dominator because of the price point on it. For how expensive the Dominator is, I can get stuff that has a little bit more flexibility. Estin says, if my PCM is bad, is it easier to run an 07 V6 P59 Express Van PCM or run the older V8 P01? It's probably easiest to run whatever's going to require the less amount of harness editing. Jerry says also purchases the X series. Works good with the EP2. Says 2015 is compatible with that, and that's the same. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're good. Chevy, you sending me money? Did you sign up, brother? I'd give you a shout out right now if you did. PC runs the Holly HP. Brian Gammy, can the Terminator X run dual drive-by-wire throttle bodies? Nope. It only has provisions for a single drive-by-wire throttle body. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that you can only run a single on it. Chevy, you do not have to sign up right now, brother. I appreciate it. Wait till things settle down for you. Philip Dangerfield, how long did it take you to learn all of this? Well, I have been tuning since, 2004? 2002. I started tuning 2002 on piggyback stuff on Subarus. Started doing standalones in 2004. Started doing LSs in 2008. And I'll be honest with you, Philip, I probably have learned more in the last year than I've learned in all the years before that. Yeah, it's been good. It's been great. As I was saying earlier, I don't know if you were on here earlier, but I have learned so much from the people that I've interacted with through this channel. Mark H., I wish I had all the money because I heard the new Z06 is going to have a flat plane crank in it. Well, Brandon, I think that the Dominator uses the same main harness. You just have to build out the I/O harnesses. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure the wiring harness is the same for, I know the main power one is, but I think input 1 and 2 are the same on the Dominator, across the board, in fact. And then, of course, the Dominator just has the extra I/O harness, maybe 2 extra I/O harnesses. You guys got 5 minutes left on the raffle. If you have not showed up, exclamation point raffle, get you a ticket. Michael Clore, the Terminator X can add trans control or drive-by-wire. I'm running it with drive-by-wire, but without trans control because it does not support the transmission I'm running. But you have to have the X Max if you want trans or drive-by-wire. The standard Terminator does not support either. Yeah, we got 73 people signed up. We've got 96 people in here. There's a good 23 people that have not gotten a ticket yet. PC says, what do you think of Ford's Godzilla engine? I've not even looked into it. What is it, the 7.2 or 7.3 liter? I've seen a lot of videos coming out on. I just haven't taken any time to look at it. I mean, they're pretty low on my list, Fords. Philip, good to hear it, man. Glad to hear it helped you out. 7.3. I mean, it's got a blue oval on it somewhere. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Dirt Floor. Thank you, brother, for the Smoky Burnout. I've not picked up that 5.3 yet. We are shifting focus over to the Super Auto. I could probably go ahead and say that, as most of you have figured out, we're getting ready to do an LT4 blower on the Super Auto. So we are going to be focused on the conversion and tuning the conversion for boost. We'll be going through all of the steps of tuning on the Super Auto. I'll do videos on every single step of it. John, you probably should get that taken care of. Yeah, John, I'll check it out, man. Shane says, have you experienced the random fueling when it is most definitely should be in full DFCO? Figured out what causes that. Shane, I've seen it. As far as what causes it, I'm not sure. It depends. I mean, you just got to look at your tune and see what is. Whenever you should be in DFCO, you should see what is not being triggered on your DFCO enabled tables. You should be able to trace it back. So go to the DFCO tab, see what all the enablers are, and then go over to your log, look at all those enablers, and see if one of them is holding it out. Burley says, will running open headers on my run stand mess up LTFT? It will at lower throttle areas, Burley. Putting mufflers should fix that. It should keep enough back pressure on the sensors to keep any outside oxygen from getting in. But whenever you are running open headers like that, whenever you're at idle and stuff like that, you can get outside oxygen in on the sensors during pulses. And so on the bottom end, there's a chance of getting false readings on the LTFT. Lowbuck LS says, what's the power goal for the Super Auto project? Goal 1 is probably 700. So we'll go for about 700. See if we can get 700. We're already expecting that we might have some engine issues, and so we'll deal with that later on. But we're going to see what we can do. It'll be a process. We'll document all of it. Brandon, go ahead and just type in exclamation point raffle again. You should be in it still, but if not, it'll give you another ticket. What's going on, Charlie? You got 45 seconds to jump in on the raffle here, guys. Exclamation point raffle for a free Go Rope Garage t-shirt. You can choose between the ABT shirt, the Clean Tuning shirt, or the Project Country Club shirt. P59 I don't think will do flex. S10, I think there's a P01 OS out there that does flex though. Oh, never mind. Maybe it's the P59 that does flex. There's a special OS out there. Steven, I do not have an aftermarket cam in the Super Auto. In fact, I had an aftermarket cam to go in the Super Auto, but I got rid of it because the cam was for a centrifugal supercharger. And so it wouldn't be the most optimal cam for a root style blower. But we will do a cam. Matt Landon says, once I receive my HP Tuners hardware, how long before I should even look at transmission tuning? Man, it's up to you. You can do transmission tuning first. You can do it after you do. Vincent, why run an O2 sensor before the turbo? Well, depending on where your turbo's mounted at, you probably could be running into issues running it before the turbo. Because it gets very hot between the heads and the turbos generally. You should be fine. The issue with it after the turbo can have, issues with wastegate, stuff like that, but should be all right. Charlie says the O2 Tahoe will do flex on a P01. So that would be the OS that you're looking for, or the segment swap, I guess. You could probably do a segment swap. Awesome. Okay, the entry has been closed for the drawing. No, Gio, I sold that thing a long time ago to fund other stuff. Chevy for Life, thank you, brother, for signing up to the Patreon. I'll get you an email out soon. And koozies for the latest batch of patrons will be going out. And I still actually have not done the 150 patrons decals. Those will be going out this weekend. So there's still a chance to get one of those sweet Project Country Club decals that are limited only to patrons. They're going out this weekend. So if you're not a patron yet and you want one of those Project Country Club decals, get signed up before this weekend. Nah, you're good, brother. Chevy for life. Do not let me forget that. I will do that, brother. Shoot me an email and remind me, because I'm terrible about remembering things. Geo is the winner of the t-shirt tonight. Congratulations, Geo. Email me at info@goatropegarage with what you want. There you go. Info@goatropegarage. Chevy for life. Chevy for life. You signed up at the tuner level, so you'll get the tuning email address specifically for the $15 patrons. Whenever I send you an email for that, you'll get it here sometime tonight. Just send me a response to that saying, hey, don't forget to send 2 koozies over. Congrats, Geo, for winning a shirt. And you know what? I'm feeling very generous tonight. So, John Kelly, you won a shirt also. John Kelly, the other winner. You still in here, John Kelly? John Kelly going once. There he is. Okay, John, do the same thing. Send me your address, all that jazz, to info@goatropegarage.com. And you can find the shirts by going to goatropegarage.com, clicking the merch icon, and it will take you over to the shirt size. Just let me know what size, what color, and which shirt, which t-shirt you want. And I will hook you guys up. Well, I mean, we broke 15,000 today, so why not give out a couple shirts? I appreciate everybody taking the time tonight. Man, we did break 100, which I believe is the first time we've broken 100 tonight. Or, well, obviously tonight, but ever. So, that's sweet. Dude, I know, I keep on forgetting. Tell you what, Jet Black Z, email me right after this and I will go back through. Dude, I've worked 2 like 12, 13-hour days at work, and so after I've gotten off work, I've just been like freaking dead to the world, haven't been able to check things out. I've been meaning to go in there and make sure that you're still a patron, so. David, thank you, brother. Good, Chris. I'm glad it's working out. You know, the bad thing is, as I said, I've got tuning101.com. If I'd known this thing was going to blow up like it did, I probably would have named the channel tuning101.com back in the day. Because it just, you know, it sounds more official, but at the same time, I kind of love embracing the Dirt Floor Garage thing. Hey, Zeth, thank you for stopping by as always, brother. Helping out. Have a great weekend. Randy, I don't know, man. I need to do an impromptu, but Katie's been gone all week for work. She's going to be back this weekend, so I'm probably going to be having some wife time. I wish we were still getting 70-degree weather up here. We got a couple days worth of it, but did not last long enough for me. So we're to that point, everybody, where we're getting ready to wrap this thing up. So I'm going to take one more question. Then we'll do the spiel. Everybody stick around to the spiel. There might be some information that you don't want to miss out on. Yeah, Zero, I saw the pictures of snow down in Oklahoma. You guys got more snow down there than we've gotten up here in Pittsburgh this year. Ugh, transfer cases. Man, tell him to do it himself. I've done it by myself. Tahoe up on jack stands. Maller7, stay posted. Charlie, you can plug your Instagram. That's fine with me, brother. I know. I know. Bill, one of my best friends is up in Wyoming. He's a car guy too. Oh, sorry to hear that, Robert. I will, Geo. Yeah, Josh, I know. It's headed this way. I'm trying to think of where he's at in Wyoming. Buffalo, I think. Brian, well, hopefully you get in here after the crappy weather. So, okay, so let's do the spiel. As I said, if you guys have not gone out, checked out the latest video where we do the announcements where we are partnered up with ADM Performance, go check it out because there's going to be some opportunities for you guys to learn some cool stuff, see behind the curtain on some things. We're going to do some cool videos. That being said, there's also going to be the opportunities for some discount codes for products over at ADM Performance. The easiest way to get there is to go to www.lsaconversion.com. And there's probably going to be some content here soon on a C8 Corvette. That may be why there's one on the new logo. Super excited to check it out. So keep your eyes peeled. Got some parts coming in. We're going to do some part reviews. We're going to check out some cool technology that Andy has shared with me. And then, of course, we're going to make Project Country Club or Project Super Auto stupid fast. Yes, sorry LS, they focus mainly on Camaro stuff and then some conversions for supercharger swaps, LSA swaps, LT4 swaps, things like that. So that being said, I want to thank everybody that showed up tonight. We had a great turnout, broke 100. Congratulations to the people that won shirts tonight. Make sure that you send me an email so I can get those things ordered. And it takes a couple weeks, so just heads up. And then anybody else that is waiting on any kind of merch or decals, things like that, I've been slacking this week. I apologize. I slack every week. You should be used to it by now. But there will be a big shipment going out this weekend. So keep your eyes peeled. Because that stuff's going to get dropped in the mail. 92, do they not have a C5 LSA set up? No, probably not. C6. I don't know that they have anything that would go on cathedral ports. Though there are cathedral port to rectangular port conversion manifolds. Oh no, I'll have to ask them about that. Craig says, regarding the C8, what do you think about the E99, ECM, and Group B? Well, I don't know, Craig, because I need to dive into it before I say anything about it. Hunter Ott says, real quick, what is your dream car engine? 1970 Chevelle with an LSX 454 and a big Pro Charger on it. Hunter. ABT, everybody, always be tuning. Zero says LSA head swap. There you go. Yeah, there's options out there for the swap. But that's the wrap. As I said, ABT, always be tuning. Thanks as always for stopping by the live show. We will catch you guys later.